Alrighty, howdy ho folks. It's your multiversal medium here for another episode of Harvestella. The game that's in a constant arms race with itself, trying to make me more and more upset. And I've gotta say, this game is winning it. 100%. Every single episode I'm coming up with a new reason to hate this game in new, astounding ways. And all I can say is it's amazing in all the worst ways. Especially considering how we ended last episode, where I just had like a 10-minute rant and tangent about how the harvesting system went. Oh, by the way, we finished chapter 4. I think we're trying to start chapter 5, hopefully. Let's start a cutscene and just relearn how to hate ourselves, I guess. Because we're playing Harvestella, and why wouldn't we hate ourselves if we're playing Harvestella? It sucks. Ah, so you found my letter. Yeah, kind of couldn't. We had a whole cutscene. Why is everyone here? I'm glad I'm able to ask that. Because, like, legit, they just show up in places they shouldn't. Why is everyone here? Did you forget? We're here to see what is in that memory chip that Geist left behind. Don't look at me as if I'm stupid. None of us, like, planned that. We all just kind of handed it off to Arya and like, yeah, she'll handle it. But, like, nobody said, yeah, let's meet up Tuesday and do this. Nobody did. I didn't even get a letter saying, like, hey, we're going to go deal with the chip thing. All I got was, like, once you're finished with farm work, come meet me over here. Like, seriously, no, don't act like I'm the stupid one. It's all your guys' fault for being poor at planning. You can't expect me to show up someplace that I got a call to that day and, like, my entire friend group's there. I feel so bad calling them friends. And me being surprised, like, why are you all here? I wasn't given the details. I'm not the odd one out. You guys are dickbags. A fairy asked me and Emo to come here not long ago. Meep Meep. Don't call her Emo. She's... I know I keep calling her Meep Meep or whatever. It's a better name than Emo. Emo is a horrible name. It really is. Also, the fairies can just travel that far? Same. I hate everything. And my poor wings are so tired. Arya treats us fairies with such cruelty. That's honestly just true. I'm amazed Arya talked to you long enough to get this done, considering she keeps wanting to kill you guys for some effing reason. Yes, you'll still get your Pico apple when we're done. Her what? Arya, how is she getting an apple? We don't have apples on our farm. Where did you get an apple? I better. You promised, remember? I'll see you later on. I still got work to do at the farm. You don't work on the farm. Okay, whatever. So what's inside that memory chip? Good question. I have a general idea how this thing works, but I'm not an expert. Well, it's almost like we should ask the Omen about how an Omen interface works. Dianthus might know more. Would you mind sharing your knowledge? Yeah, it's almost like we should have did that from the get-go. Apologies, even now we're restricted by severe information controls. Excuse me? Okay, so like last episode, I laughed at the term cryptoanalysis. It is a real word, by the way. It is. It's just using a large vocabulary to sound like a pompous asshole is why I was laughing my butt off. Even now, we're restricted by severe information controls. Guys legit handed it to us, like, here, all the info's there. You guys figure it out now. But you guys can't get past, like, his 4-digit pin. That's what you're saying. The Castle of Illusion is in a state of upheaval following Geist's attack. I was barely given permission to join you. Who are your higher-ups? What is this hierarchy? Why was your Castle of Illusion, which is supposed to be your home base, just instantly and easily taken over by Geist minions? From, like, the ground up. You mean to monitor us? Just say it how it really is. Shut up, Raka. Shut up. That is not the truth of it. Shut up, Dianthus. Shut up. I hate all of you. The information within Geist's memory chip is of great value to us as well. Sure. Then why'd you hand it off to Arya? However, we decided there was more value in guaranteeing your safety on whatever path you take. What? No. No. Like, I know you're stupid, Dianthus, because you literally had a whole soliloquy about how knowledge is a bad thing. And how you guys should not know how to reason, and reason is a horrible thing, as if you don't reason and use logic. Every omen we've talked to has kind of had that moment where they're like, knowing things bad. Don't you know things? Not really. So like, I understand your entire order is dumb, but rather than find out about a traitor that almost completely destroyed your order, you guys were like, yeah, no, it's better to figure out how these random, like, base creatures are going to go about their days, you know? Like, look at that one. That one's digging a hole in the dirt. Why is he doing that? Like, quite literally, that's what you said. This is stupid. Another part of your mysterious Prime Directive? Not that we have any idea what that actually entails. Hein, that is a very odd usage of terminology. You should not know what Prime Directives are whatsoever. Do not use that terminology. There's no reason for you to know that terminology. Like, you went from calling a sunken ship to a submarine because Arya said one thing. Like, use fantasy terminology, and like, why the fuck do you know what a Prime Directive is? There are no robots in universe besides omens, and you guys thought they were monsters before. Shut up. Though I suppose you still can't divulge any details either. I hate everything. I'm afraid not. Does it matter? We could use their help in a pinch. Arya, you're not a good judge character, you know that? We're gonna find out for ourselves. Anyway, once we learn how to use this memory chip, please know. So, how do we use it? Quite literally, just hand it to the omens. They have the interface for it. I swear to Christ. I remember seeing a terminal on this crystal looking thing that we probably insert this into. Excuse me? Arya, this crystal looking thing is what you landed in. This is the first time we're hearing that she knows nothing about this crystal looking thing. She legit has zero info on it. She doesn't know why she was in it. This is the first time we're hearing about that. That probably should have came up within the tutorial cutscenes, that she doesn't know what the heck this giant crystal thing she landed in was. Oh, but apparently she still had a weird radio box. Where'd she get that, if not the crystal looking thing? Was she just carrying it in her ass the entire time? What about her weird armor thing that's never coming back? Did she not find a weird, like, fuel source in order to have her armor on? Like, screw this. This is so dumb. So stupid. I hate everything. Oh, here it is. Look. I just do this. Okay, but why is it locked now? Open sesame. Don't start quoting Arabian Nights, man. Okay, let's see what's inside. What? One, why was it locked? We were allowed immediate entry to get Arya originally. I never brought it up because I thought Arya locked it. And I thought Arya was the one who, like, rode this thing here. Like, hey, it was her research vessel, and then random bad things happened, and she got Planet of the Aped. It's pitch black, just like before. It wasn't pitch black last time. This is where we found you, right? Yeah, this is where we found her. Is this the crystal you arrived in, Arya? And that would mean this is a stupid plot device. I found the power. Okay, this is a completely different room. It's so effing annoying that, like, they have showcased that characters can walk through cutscenes, But they feel like they need every character for this cutscene, so they're not willing to have characters walk around because it's too many models to make walk around. That's exactly why we're suddenly in this room that we have no idea how it's connected to the hallway we were originally in when we found Arya. We don't know why this room's unlocked suddenly. All the doors were like locked when we came here in that hallway originally. Like quite literally just having us walk through the hallway would have like cleared a bit of doubt storytelling wise. But we're just kind of jumping from scene to scene to scene, cut to cut to cut, because the developers and the people writing this game are lazy. And I know this basic aspect of it for this one scene is like, you're really nitpicking and stuff. It's like, that's way too nitpicky. It's like, no, it isn't, because this nitpicking that I'm pointing out is something they do in every cutscene. This is an overarching issue of them being lazy. It's an overarching issue of them not connecting things storytelling wise. It's an overarching issue of they want this story, but they're not connecting the threads so it flows. It's a very basic showcase of it. It is one of the basest forms of it. But the fact that it's showcasing in such a base form that it's very easy to even notice is the fact that it's everywhere in this game, that they just can't have a coherent plot that flows. It's just a bunch of scenes kind of like cut and pasted together. Heck, I think Metal Gear Solid 4 probably flows better storytelling wise than this. And Metal Gear Solid 4 is a bunch of cutscenes that Kojima thought were cool and didn't know how to connect them. Like, come the F on. I'd never seen anything like this. It doesn't even look real. No, it really doesn't. It looks a whole lot like sci-fi nothing. It's like a ship. Braka? No. I don't accept that line from him. I 100% do not. Nothing about this looks like a ship in the way that Braka would know a ship. This isn't like the submersible we were in, which is a very unique type of ship and very techy for the setting. It is not like the ships that would normally go across the ocean or anything, because they're very basic, like just high fantasy ships. There is nothing in this room that looks like a ship. This looks like a spaceship. So, no, Braka should not be saying that. Because I don't know a single fantasy or based in reality, regular, cold technology ship that looks like this. And that's what Braka should be basing it on. No, that is a bad line. Whoever the heck put that line in there, they need a newspaper rolled up and to hit their face. Bad. No. That makes no sense. Isn't that obvious? No, we are supposed to be a bunch of effing peasants slash losers from a high fantasy setting. It is not obvious. Nothing here should make any sense to us. And if Arya arrived in this thing, and that would make it a time machine. Are we still on the fact that she thinks she's from the future when she has zero proof of it? A time machine? Also, I like how Hein just randomly uses various terminology that Hein should not know. This is dumb. Everything in this is dumb. A ship that can cross time itself, so it really does exist. Like, Hein going on a soliloquy of like, well, if this is a ship and Arya arrived from a different time, is this a ship that can sail the literal currents of time itself? Would make more sense. But that would also need to be if this thing looked like a ship. It doesn't take much to shift this dialogue in a way that makes sense. Besides that stupid line Braka did where he said he looked like a ship. It doesn't. It 100%. Nothing about this looks like a ship. Nothing about this. A cruise liner maybe. Something that actually has proper technology in it as a ship? Yeah, sure. We don't have that in universe. No, this is dumb. This is really effing dumb. We have seen what ships low-key look like in universe. Yeah, there are little dinghies or whatever, But that's the kind of tech we're talking about. Little dinghies, maybe actual cell ships. No, this is dumb. Everyone was amazed by going into the Castle of Illusion that was filled with technology. I am effing upset that nobody was questioning anything when we went into the Spring Seas Light dungeon area that was filled with technology as well. But also, I didn't want to talk to people, so I wasn't pointing it out. But it was dumb. It was really effing dumb. How marvelous. This was made in Aria's time? Don't quote a better company. Marvelous is a better company than this, and they make better effing farming games. It couldn't have been. Even I've never seen a real time machine. Wow, a real one? You're almost talking as if you've been trying to, or you walked by street vendors with their time machine. I mean, Aria, I can make a time machine. It's really simple. You just get a cardboard box. You cut out like a big area for you to sit in and put like a chair in. And it's a time machine. You sit in there and it propels you through time. The thing is that it moves you forward through time at the same rate as everything else outside of it. But it's still a time machine. That's not to say we'd never theorized it. I like how she's questioning like the time machine aspect, even though she's been so obsessed with the fact that she's supposedly from the future. We theorized time travel and she's just now talking about it basically. Because she's effing stupid and this should have been brought up a while ago if it was an actual plot point. And it should have been grounded a while ago if it was a proper plot point. And by the way, don't include time travel in your frickin' story almost whatsoever, especially when you're bad at writing like Square Enix is. At least on the Final Fantasy side, this is going to be handled horribly if it actually is time travel, and I've already pointed out how it already is. But was it something we were able to realize? Yeah, cool, whatever. 3 forms of time travel and all that. That's why I always assumed my arrival was the result of a time disaster or something along those lines. What? It's not a proper term, a time disaster. This girl is supposed to be an effing scientist. But she doesn't even comprehend the theory of relativity or like freaking space-time as a whole. This girl doesn't know jack shit about Einstein, does she? She doesn't know that, like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like I said at the start of this episode, this game is really good at, like, being in an arms race with itself to try and come up with new ways for me to hate it. Arya, I found a hole here like the one before. By the way, why would Geist's chip fit into the door that is the entrance to this frickin' place? And why is it a key to enter this place? That makes zero sense comparing like what Geist said when they handed off the chip. It's effing dumb. Nice, fine. Let's see what happens if we use the memory chip again. This is so effing dumb. This is so effing dumb. Okay, cool. A bunch of stupid sci-fi UI nonsense that doesn't amount to anything. Oh, wow. The graphs of the Schmoogly Bee are doing schmoggly boo. Who cares? This is stupid. 100%. This is stupid. Territory shit program activated. Okay, cool. Coordinates confirmed. Location not found in database. Okay, whatever. Environment unknown. Unable to confirm survivability. Please read life support policy and acknowledge. Arya, you gotta scroll all the way down and accept the terms of service. And the privacy policy. And the cookie policy. Acknowledged. Are you sure we don't want to give that a thorough read? We don't have the time. Yeah, she's just skipping out on reading the actual, like, legalese of it. That is the most grounded actual anything I've heard in a minute. Also, with all this stupid tech nonsense, the only things I can make out are the fact, like, hey, that's a map on the top left, and that looks kind of like an eyeball to the right. Wow. Besides that, it's nothing. I effing hate when like some game or media or whatever tries to be all sci-fi or whatever, and they have like just this whole setup on their screens with a bunch of like fake characters that are supposed to be like, that's what this bar means. That's what this bar means, labeling them when it's not a language. Like, what the F is the point of that? It's literally just hiding the fact that you didn't put any thought or anything into these screens. Don't even bother then. Just have a bunch of like gibberish text floating upwards on the screens. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It's gibberish one way or another. Why are two of the screens mirrored? What the F is the point? Actually, the main screen is also mirrored. What the F is the point of that? Just put effort in. Acknowledgement confirmed. Please use the console once preparations are complete. Okay, sure. Wait, what was that part about survivability? 0. We don't have a chance to survive. Dianthus. Is this really okay? You could tell us that much, right? Dianthus doesn't know. Dianthus is an idiot and they don't use logic. Even I have no knowledge of what awaits us on the other side. I can provide you no solace. I like how we all just assume we're going to get this quote-unquote ship working and we're all going to just ride it. Like, just immediately. Like, we just, like, get on it and everyone's like, this kind of looks like a ship. Oh, it must be a time machine. And she's like, I'm going to plug this thing in and everything lights up. And it's like, oh, are we going to go time traveling? Are we going to survive? Are we going to die? Everyone's just on board with that's what's happening right now. This is stupid. We'll be fine. There's always a degree of risk when it comes to science. So, like, if something's going to try to kill us, can we push her out in front of it first? Okay, Hein. Push that switch whenever you're ready. What do you mean? Why me? Why are those just regular bookshelves in the back? How is this supposed to be a cockpit of a ship? This looks like someone's room from this angle. Like just an unfurnished sci-fi room. Like 100%. This just looks like somebody's apartment in a sci-fi setting from this angle. This is dumb. It's effing dumb. Why me? Shouldn't you be the one to press it? Yeah, why me? Pardon? You're our fearless leader. Everyone's just following your lead. I wasn't even the one that set up this meeting. Everyone here is a bunch of manipulative pricks. I hate everyone. I literally hate everyone. There don't seem to be any objections. Okay, fine. If I'm the one leading the party, I lead us to leave here and, I don't know, go home and not do this ever again. Where do you think you're going? Hey, I'm supposed to be the leader. I'm leading us to do something else. Like, I got this bag of marbles, and I've been wanting to play marbles for a while now. I know I could talk to the various NPCs and get their input, but, like, who cares? I hate them all. Let's go. I don't know which button I'm pressing. I'm just gonna hit all of them. Just, like, open palm across, like, all the keys and just slide. Departure confirmed. Territory shift sequence engaged. Extreme turbulence expected. Passengers should take caution. If there's going to be turbulence, why don't you have anything besides 2 chairs on this thing? This is stupid. Why doesn't this thing have shock resistance or freaking, like, why isn't it pressurized for turbulence? Like, this is dumb. This is effing dumb. I hate everything. I hate everything about this. Cool, I guess we're going through time. Chapter 5, Abandoned Paradise. Okay. Sure, why not? We're just getting a weird sci-fi cat scan thing. Cool. Curiouser and Curiouser. I don't even know how to properly pronounce that. I'm pretty certain curiouser is a word, but whatever. White omen question mark? I'm going to have to fix you up proper, huh? Sure, why not? Oh, it's just dude wearing a freaking like spacesuit. That's not an omen. Even though they got high heels like an omen. I'm not sure if our manual will be of any use on your kind, so I brought this super old one just in case. Dude, get me a veterinarian. Why do you just have a book? Does talking to you even help if you're unconscious? No. Oh dear. How do you reboot a human that might be unconscious? You don't. We just die like this. Hey, like, did you guys not know there is like a solid chance anytime you're knocked unconscious that you just die? By like solid chance, I'm talking like a 1 in 5 chance. Something like that, that if you get knocked unconscious, you're just dead. It's constantly used in media of like being knocked out by like a blow to the head or whatever, but like no, there is like a solid chance that just kills someone. Do not even try to do that. That just kills people. Hey, that set, Dianthus, is calling for you. Says she has a question about the sky whale. This is stupid. Again? Can't they just relax a sec? I hate how they're being so pushy. Yeah, me too, right? Not even good at handling the sky whale anyway. Its mouth is majorly creepy. I like this dude. Look, I'm just passing on the message. I like these ones way more than the other omens. Alrighty. Yeah, I like them a lot more. Even though they store things in their butt. Your pal's calling for me. I'll be right back, okay? Don't go anywhere. Oh, wait. You just said the magic words. This is like 100% me about to go somewhere. Because I'm about to wake up because you told me not to. You raised a flag. Seriously. They appear out of nowhere and start bossing us around like they own the place. That Geist was also... who cares? I'm amazed they gave us a pillow. You're back again. I like how your hair didn't render properly. Roll that back. Her hair that was curled up at like the bottom of the floor didn't render properly. And as it was pulling back, it like popped in rendering right. Also, do you find it weird that her portrait has like shadows of leaves on her head? Or like the shading? Do you find that weird? Why is that just there? Why shadows of leaves as your shading technique for her? Whatever. It's nice to meet you. Can you give me a name finally? Or should I say, welcome back? I hate everything. This is stupid. I'm sorry for taking so long to get here. You arrived much sooner than I expected. Whatever. But it's fine. It's time to wake up, Ein. I'd like you to go back to where you belong. Oh, finally. Finally. I get to go home. Not the shed, not the stupid spaceship, not near any annoyances. I get to finally go home. You know, it's funny. So, like, how cutscenes tend to work or whatever is, basically they have the models for various individuals in a cutscene stored off screen, so they don't need to render them on screen, or like, basically they're stored out of bounds. Maybe beyond this wall right here, or maybe considering how the map looks, beyond this wall. That girl is actually just standing over there. Just her model in its weird idle animation, as well as like the explosion of quote-unquote healing light is probably somewhere in that out of bounds area, just floating in the nowhere space, because that's how cutscenes are handled. So you don't need to have a character model suddenly brought in, because that's a lot more rendering. If you can already render the area you're in just fine, you shouldn't do that. Just a little bit of optimization in a weird way, even though games don't like optimizing things anymore. Because back when people like to optimize things on games and game consoles, you'd get games on consoles that you're like, how the heck did they do this? And now companies don't like doing that. I think the last time I saw anything actually get properly optimized was The Witcher 3 on the Switch. And people were hailing it like, I can't believe you got this working on the system. That used to be a pretty effing common thing back in the day. Pokemon Gold and Silver should not exist as it is. They optimized it until it did. Resident Evil on the N64 should not be on the N64. They optimized it until it did. Without losing anything. They were just that good back in the day. They aren't anymore. That's why games are like hundreds of gigabytes nowadays. Anyway, so like that girl in white or whatever that we're never going to get the name of until like probably the epilogue or who cares. She's stored off screen right now. But what that equates to is during the cutscene when like it moved the camera to us as we were waking up, is that the developer basically just grabbed her model and then just drug her through the ground. 9-1, if we had like free camera control during that cutscene, we could see her just kind of like shift and go out of bounds. Like somebody just dragged her floating model through the floor and everything. I bet you anything. That is what happened. Anyways. Oh. What is this? Xenosaga? Is Xenosaga a better game? I'm not a big fan of Xenosaga, because, like, Abandoned Eden. Oh, wow, fancy. What a great name. Who cares? What's this? You're awake. It's good to see you up and about. I'm going to finish the Xenosaga thing, and then we're going to call it an episode, because it's been an episode already. But, like, Xenosaga is one of those games on the PS2 that's divided into, like, 3 games. 3 full purchase games. Like, they're all, like, full price when they came out. And the first one is, like, 10... I want to say 10 hours of tutorial and just, like, setting the stage before anything happens. I remember my brother, the weeaboo, who's super into JRPGs, got Xenosaga when it first came out, and we were watching him play it. And, like, we had to save and put up the system before anything important happened. We were playing for hours, watching him play and just chatting or whatever, my brothers and him. And nothing happened for so long, we all just decided to go to bed. So anytime I see like this super sterilized, like sci-fi spaceship setting kind of thing, I think of Xenosaga and I instantly get a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know how long the opening for Xenosaga is, but it's too effing long. And now I just feel like we're going to get way too many cutscenes and it's going to be too effing long. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later in another episode of Harvestella, the game that I'm certain is going to piss me off some way, shape, or form next episode. And I'm going to be looking for the small joys, like imagining that girl in white just get dragged off screen to be put out of bounds real quick during that cutscene. But I'll talk to you guys later, and until then, ciao.